and welcome back to Streaming Star. Before getting into the video, let me put this out there. A lot of you won't be able to resonate with this headline. As the topic suggests, I'm going to be discussing a kid getting owned by Dr. Phill because of the negative behavior caused by Fortnite. As all the gamers out there would suggest, gaming directly doesn't result in people turning into bad human beings. But before we get started, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so you can catch up on all the latest videos on our channel when they drop. Let's get going, guys. Speaking of people getting worse because of Fortnite, this kid has an awful story, and the fact that his story happens to be awful is due to none but him. As the kid explains it himself in the explanatory video shown on Dr. Phil's show right before meeting the guests, the kid played only 2 games, the first being GTA and the second being Fortnite.
The 2 games that he really likes to play the most are Grand Theft Auto and Fortnite.
His choice of games clearly shows the psychological inclination found in him.
Boy, you think you hard. Here I come, this is my final time. You wasn't expecting this, boy!
He favors games that happen to be aggressive. Both GTA and Fortnite involve a lot of killing and destruction. A lot of people might term the characters' behaviors in the games as demeaning, and many would find several other issues with the game. The kid's mother, when complaining about her son's actions to Dr. Phill and the guests at the show, blamed it entirely on the games. Now the thing is, I'm not a psychology expert or anything, but the fact that the child is choosing to play only these 2 games in the first place shows signs of behavioral problems. There are thousands of other games out there, but he prefers these 2. The weirder part is, in order to get his hands on these 2 games, especially GTA, which happens to be an M-rated game, the boy must have had the support of an elder, and considering the fact that the mother seems to be controlling the family, it was kind of her responsibility to keep such a game away from the kid. The creators of GTA can't be blamed for creating such a game when they've explicitly stated that there should be parental guidance and control over younger players playing this game. So even if we do end up blaming the child's behavior on the game, it would still not entirely be the game's fault. Getting to the main part, the mother complained to Dr. Phill of how aggressive her son had become.
Let's empty out this.
As you guys could see for yourself, the kid had just lost it all. He starts off by saying how fond he is of killing people, and just to whitewash his statement, he gives a fake assurance while smirking that he won't become a serial killer in the future.
I don't want to sound like I'm a future serial killer, but it's fun. Like when you drive a minivan through a crowd of people.
He goes on to explain all he likes in the 2 games, and that obviously was filled with stuff we would call crime. But as we could see from the mother's testimonial, she was kind of more worried about how her son had been treating her than the games itself.
When I tell him, watch your language, he'll tell me to shut the up and
get out.
True, she was worried about the games he had been playing, but she seemed more worried about the outcome and the result instead of the process. Nevertheless, I wouldn't go into details about how right or wrong she was. The matter concerning us all is how the kid had been treating his mother. He would call her peasant and demand for wishes to be met. He would go around destroying stuff in the house using a baseball bat whenever he would get angry. He even once locked his mother outside of the house because he was angry with her for some unknown reason. The odd part about this is that when Dr. Phill questioned the boy regarding his actions, he was seriously showing no signs of remorse at all. What we could at least expect of the boy would be to at least a little bit sorry for all the wrong he had been doing. Even when Dr. Phill questioned him live on the show, which was going to be seen by millions of people around the globe, he just didn't consider his actions to be wrong. To him, everything he had been doing was entirely justifiable. It was as if he wasn't doing anything wrong in the first place. Apart from that, he was just saying terrible stuff while being recorded for the show without any guilt.
He tries to mess with me when I get mad. I will punch, slap, hit, bite. I'll do whatever I can.
He was literally showing Dr. Phil's teams the places in his house that he had destroyed earlier when he'd gotten angry. And
To release my anger, I grab a golf club and I go crazy on my door. These are the holes from where I did it. It was an argument and I just had to come in here, release my anger.
since those places were a lot, the poor mother obviously just couldn't go around fixing stuff the boy kept on breaking frequently. Additionally, the boy also showed quite a few weird signs. For instance, he would growl at his mother.
Stop! What are you doing in my bathroom?
Now, since humans generally shout out of frustration and anger, we can say that all the shouting he had been doing was normal human behavior, as in something that other humans might do as well. But this kid was literally recorded growling at his mother. And when Dr. Phill asked him about the growling part, he goes on saying that he finds it to be completely normal. Right after questioning the kid about his actions, Dr. Phill turned towards the mother, rightfully so. He started questioning her about her reaction to her kid's doings. He was stunned by the responses he was getting by the mother. For instance, Dr. Phill questioned the mother that in a scenario when the kid was shouting at her and demanding something to be done, then what would she do?
You have a 12-year-old child yelling, "Get in here, peasant. Bring me this," and what do you do?
Without giving it much thought, she bluntly replied by saying that she would fulfill his wishes. That tipped Dr. Phill off.
I do it.
You do it.
As you see, that's the behavior enabling the kid to do all sorts of stuff. No one is denying that the kid is showing despicable forms of behavior and that he needs a rapid change in the way he acts, but that doesn't automatically liberate everyone from their responsibilities, especially the parent who needs to be the controlling figure over here. Personally, to me, I could never imagine doing such a thing. I would know that the repercussions from such an action would be so harsh that going full forward with all that the boy had been doing was even unthinkable to me. And I'm quite sure that goes out for the rest of you as well. As Dr. Phill was putting it over there, the reason why many kids, despite their potentially aggressive behaviors, are unable to continue with them is that they are stopped at level 0. The problem with this kid was that he was facing no consequences for his actions, and thus Dr. Phill and everyone watching the show were surprised at the mother, how she was keeping up with the boy's actions and just falling into his traps. It was like the mother was the person being manipulated by the child and not the other way around. There are several easy punishments that the mother could have implemented from day one. She could have snatched away the kid's Xbox as soon as he started showing traces of aggressiveness. She should have grounded him for defying her orders. Moreover, if she had felt that games like GTA and Fortnite were causing troubles in the kid's attitude, she should have not allowed the kid to play it any further. Since she was the adult in the room, and since she had been literally silent to the kid's actions, Dr. Phill was totally finding her complicit in her son's doings. The kid was also not able to save himself from public ridicule. The fact that he got aired on national television with such a story is nothing but disdain. Well, that about wraps up our video, which we hope you guys found really fascinating. If you haven't liked the video yet, don't hesitate to do so now. We'll be seeing you in another video real soon. Until then, take care and goodbye.